Hello. Happy Friday to you all. Good evening to everybody. Welcome to the live. We are ready to roll. Happy Friday to you all. We are doing something different, but I don't know if you can see it. It's not. Okay, let me see. I'm going to come back. Hello, happy Friday to everybody. Okay, let's do this way. Okay. Gosh. Anyway. We are going to get this work one day. Yo. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Let me know where you're joining in from, what part of the world you're joining in from. But we are live and rolling here. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to you all. As you can see already on YouTube, the title is there. It says that why you're living below your potentials. Welcome to everybody. Good evening. Let's do the mirror. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Good evening to everybody. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. If you're joining, let me know where you're joining in from. DTD, let me know where you're joining in from. Hey, YouTube, how are you all doing? We are live and rolling. As you can see on YouTube, it says why you're living below your potentials. Hi, Ellie. Why you're living below your potentials. We are on, TikTok and also on one of the biggest platform here. So as you can already see why you're living below your potentials, and this is not what you think it is. Oftentimes when we talk about potentials, when we talk about, self-sabotage and all that, people think it's because of motivation. But today, I am going to help you to identify some patterns that keep repeating, okay? Most people, and you have probably heard this before, right? People will tell you the reason why you are not showing up fully might just be because you are not motivated enough, or you are not, disciplined enough. So you see people watching motivational videos, discipline, things about discipline, but it looks like the loop keep repeating itself, right? And you're here, maybe today you're asking, why do I keep doing this over and over? Okay, somebody that is getting the results from their life will never ask, why do I keep repeating the same pattern? But this is the saddest part of it. Most people don't know that it's a pattern. They think it's their identity. They think it's part of their behavior. But it's not your behavior. It's a pattern that is anchored in your identity. So right now, okay, welcome to everybody that is joining on TikTok. Thank you for being here. As you're joining in, let me know where you're joining in from, and let me know what time it is from your side. Let me know what time it is from your side, and if you can see my screen very well. Every single day we're doing something different, okay? Roll with me, roll with me. Let's do this together. I promise we're gonna get there. But as long as you're here, tell yourself you're not going to live the same way, especially if you're someone who keeps starting over. You start strong, okay, and then you disengage. You have created a pattern of starting over and over again. And this is one of the saddest places to live for your entire life. I remember when I used to be stuck in that same cycle. And this is why, by the way, this is what motivates me to come and teach every single day, especially here on TikTok, where I've been going live at least, how long now? Maybe like close to 150 days on TikTok. And I'm glad I have made that challenge to myself. For someone who used to be a chronic starter And now I have, for many days, I've created a track record to show up. I'll tell you, it feels good to be consistent. It feels good to be consistent. So if you're stuck in that loop right now and you feel like this is how my life is going to end, let me tell you, no. Once you have the right information, and you're not just treating the information as an information, but you tell yourself, I'm tired, I need transformation, that's when the transformation starts. Most people right now are stuck in the loop of just at the information level. A lot of people are stuck at the information level. By the way, those who are joining on the big platform, welcome, welcome, welcome. TikTok, welcome. If you want to watch this on a replay, you know which platform has the replay. I can say it on TikTok, but type Reset with Coach Sheffy. Hello everybody, type Reset with Coach Sheffy on the red app where you can watch this. I know most of you've asked me, you said, Coach, I would like to watch this on a replay. Definitely, you know where to go. Put in Reset with Coach Sheffy, Reset with Coach Sheffy, and then you'll be able to watch this on a replay. Okay, so welcome to you all. Thank you for being here tonight. Now, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna describe some of the situations that most of you're in right now. Okay, you might tell yourself, I'm broken. My clients, people that I work with, that I've helped to find a result is this. Thank you. Oh, yes, I am. I'm having an amazing evening. It's a Friday and we are here doing what we do best. Okay, thank you for asking. I appreciate you, my dear friend. Okay, so maybe you've told yourself, I am broken, I am not consistent. Okay, I am inconsistent. Thank you, everybody. Okay, you said I'm broken, I'm inconsistent, I'm emotionally unstable, right? Emotionally unstable. And you're saying these things because of the results that you've acquired in life. So when it's like this, oftentimes when we see this pattern repeating in our life, it's very hard for us to do what? It's really hard for us to show up in our full potentials. Let me tell you this. Most of you right now, you are living in the past. Most of you are living in the past. And this past is filled with what? With shame, with result that you didn't want. So a lot of you're stuck in your past. So it's really hard for you to move forward. And when the results that we are seeing in our life, okay, it's not the one that we have desired, it keeps us to get stuck in one place. So most of you right now, you know you're capable to do many things, but you can't seem to see yourself doing them, right? You know what you need to do to break out of that pattern, but it feels like you don't have what it takes to break out of that pattern. There is a difference. Knowing and doing is different. Knowing and doing is different, okay? Most of you know what you need to do because you've read the books. You bought the journals. You watch all the videos, the motivational videos. You did the homework, but you're stuck at the transformation level because you can't move past what you know so far. You have the information, but it's just the information. But when it comes to the transformation, that's where a lot of people, most of you're giving up. And you ask yourself, is this how my life is going to end? So when that is happening, what happened? There is a loop that is here. So anytime you said you're going to show up and then you do not show up, that loop reinforces itself. Every single time that you said, this time things are going to be different, but you do not show up to make it different, what happened? The loop reinforces itself. So right now, most of you, there is a loop that is, you're letting the loop repeat itself over and over and over again. Okay? Now, this is what some of you might be going through right now. Okay? Maybe right now, you might just be sabotaging yourself. Okay? Let me just read you for a moment. Welcome to the live. Welcome to everybody that is joining on TikTok. Let me know what part of the world you're joining in from. Azad, I see you. Welcome to the live. Everybody else, welcome to the live. As you're joining, please don't forget to tap on the screen. That's how TikTok will let people know that Coach Sheffy is live. I know I usually don't come in the evening, so help me put the word out there, okay? I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you want to watch this on a replay, you definitely know where to go to watch it on a replay. Just put in the search bar on the red app. Just put in there, Reset with Coach Sheffy. Reset with Coach Sheffy. This, you'll be able to watch some of my videos that I've done in the past. And a lot of you've asked me, where can we watch this on a replay? Definitely you can watch it on a replay on that app, the red app, okay? Welcome to you all that are joining. Please let me know where you're joining in from. Let me know where you're joining in from, what part of the world you're joining in from, so that I can give you a proper welcome to my live. I know there are a lot of lives happening there, and I'm grateful that you're in my live. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for the follow. Now, let's talk about the people that I usually work with. Let's go. They overthink a lot, okay? Overthink. My clients, okay, they overthink. Avoid discomfort. Self-sabotage. Okay, they self-sabotage. Avoid comfort. Avoid discomfort, okay? And you might just be one of these people, or you might just be going through one of these things right now, right? You abandon routine because you're quick for the results. So you abandon routines. You get bored easily get bored because you are not patient for the process. Get bored. Okay, let's see, let's keep going. You sabotage the opportunities that you prayed for. Emotionally exhausted. And the list goes on, right? Now, I know most of you might start identifying yourself in some of the patterns that I'm saying here. And you're asking yourself, well, Coach, I know this about me. How can I break out of this? Okay? How can I break out of this? So this is what I'm going to help you through tonight. Because guess what? If the pattern is not fixed, you will keep repeating the same pattern over and over again. If the pattern is not fixed, you will keep repeating the same pattern over and over again. And here is the truth. Most of you right now, you are living in the past. Even though we are in 2026, not everybody is present in 2026. You might just be in, let's say you're living every year but 2026. You're living every year. So currently we are in what? 2026. But some of you are in the past. And others in the future. And what is the past? What is the future for you all? For some of you, the past might just be any year but 2026. So you are in 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and then others might just be in 27, 28, 29, and 30, not 2026. So if you're stuck, that's why you might say something like, I am stuck, right? If you're stuck in the past and also you're living in the future, that means anytime we move in a new year, you will keep catching up. What are you catching up on? You're catching up on the year that you've missed on. Okay? And how does this happen? This happen in whenever we said we are going to show up and we don't show up. Whenever you said, okay, maybe today or tomorrow or on Monday, I will start going to the gym. What you forget is any promise that you keep, you tell yourself, but you don't show up for that promise. The brain files that against you. That's the work of the brain. Whether you show up or you do not show up, the brain will file that for you. Okay, it's like a bank. Whatever you do, you're creating a track record. Whether you show up or you do not show up, that's a track record that you're creating. So most of you right now, you might be asking yourself, why am I living below my potentials? But this narrative is going to change because tonight, from tonight's live, you will then understand why this is happening. But not just why. I'm going to teach you, if you stay till the end, I am going to show you some of the tools that I teach my clients that they have been practicing that helps them now to start, not just to set goals in a proper way, but to follow through. Because most of you right now, since you're stuck in the shame loop, the way you think you want to break out of that shame loop is you start setting goals that are bigger than what you're used to. Let me tell you something. The brain doesn't bring to us what we desire. The brain does not lead us into what we desire. The brain brings to us what is familiar. Can you see that? That is why for some people, visualization doesn't work. Maybe you've heard before someone telling you, close your eyes, right? And then visualize your future self. When you tell the brain to close, when you're cueing your brain, okay, I'm about to visualize my future self. For the brain to properly visualize that which you want to visualize, you know what it does? It has to first scan your track record. So what is in your brain or what is in your subconscious that the brain has to bring to you? Most of you right now, whenever you try to do meditation or visualization, it feels like you're hitting your head against a wall because the brain doesn't have any track record. All that the brain has about you is what? Someone who starts and stops. And even you yourself, you know that about you. Okay? I'm so sorry for my TikTokers because I feel like I'll be writing, but you might not see some of the things. My apologies, okay? We will see how we can get through this next time. Now, because I know you're gonna, okay, maybe I should just, let me move it out of the way. Let me move it out of the way, my people. Because I want you all to see. Yeah, it's okay. If someone needs the information, let me know. Okay? Okay, let's go. So, this is, your brain is like a bank, okay? Like a saving bank, or it's a bank. When you have a checking account, and you put $100 into the checking account, and you go back to withdraw the money, you only withdraw what you have. If by any chance you want to withdraw more than at an ATM, you will not be able to. The only moment where you can use more than $100 is if you're buying something with your card. And I believe some banks don't even give you that option, right? So it's the same thing. The brain will not come to give you what you desire. The brain only brings to you what you have fed it with in the past. So if at this present moment, today is Friday, okay? If at this present moment, you told your brain or you're desiring a change, the brain will not read that language. It's just a desire. There is nothing that is holding that desire strong yet. It's just a desire because it's your brain, and your brain knows you so well. So the brain will be like, it's just a desire. This person has had, or this person had desires in the past, and it was just desire. But what will make the brain to start moving is that which is familiar. So when you desire a change at the brain level, it's nothing solid. That desire is cueing the brain. Please follow very well. Maybe you might be in the place right now when you're saying, why is it hard to change? Okay, people have asked me this question over and over again. They said, Coach, why is it so difficult to change? Change is not difficult. It's not difficult. Most of you want to change all in one day, that's where it becomes difficult. Let's say you're someone who have been procrastinating for 20 years, and one day you desire to change, you think it's going to happen at once. That the first step to decision or to change is the decision that you make. Now, after the decision, what do you need to make? If you know what it is, please put it in the chat. The first step to transformation is what? It's not a desire, it's decision. Okay? The first step to change is decision. It's not a desire. So the reason why for some of you it looks like change is hard is because you're only desiring it, but you have not decided yet. And you have not decided the change yet because you don't want to give up on your comfort zone. You don't want to give up on your sleep. You don't want to give up on not reading a book or finishing a book. You don't want to put in the work. So it's just a desire, and desire is what? It's still at a dream state. A desire is still like, I just want this, but I will not get it yet. So you don't put down the things that you want to put down to see the transformation. So, and I know most of you do it intentionally so that you can tell yourself, at least I desire it. You use that moment to comfort yourself. You're desiring a change to comfort yourself so that you don't feel like someone who never shows up for themselves. Why do I know this? I know this because I used to be this same person that I'm describing. So not only do I have the certification to coach people, which I coach people that constantly start but stop, and start and stop, and start and stop for many years. These are the people that I coach. These are the people that I've worked with. These are the people that live in shame, but now their narrative has changed. They are no longer the person that doesn't show up, but now they start with a goal, and they are able to finish the goal, right? They are able to tell themselves, I'm going to show up at 6 o'clock, and they do show up at 6 o'clock. They tell themselves, okay, this week I'm going to be consistent for at least 7 days. And when they end up showing up for 6 days, they are not hard on themselves because they understand that things can happen along the way. They are no longer blaming themselves. They are no longer saying, okay, why am I like this? Because the work is done at the roots level. You see that? So most of you right now in this moment, you're only desiring a change, but you are not putting in the decision yet. So there is a difference between desire, okay, and decision. Okay, so for those who are on the big platform where you can watch replays, you saw the title. It says what? Why you're living below your potentials. You're living below your potential because you have not decided yet. You're living below your potentials because you are afraid. And now we'll explain why. Okay, for those who are on TikTok, please let's tap on the screen so that we can have more people joining. I know we are just warming up. I know my people will be joining soon, but help me tap the screen. That's how we're going to get more people in here, okay? And the same for you. Please, if you're here, I don't know how they do it on this app, but you know what to do. No, you can subscribe and all those things, okay? Now, let's go back. This is very important because, by the way, we are in May. We have 7 months into 2027. So what I'm teaching you, when you decide, I'm not saying desiring a change. What I'm teaching you is going to prepare you for the year 2027. Because you no longer want to be in this place of desiring. You want to be in a place of decision making. Most of you right now, you are desiring a change. You will not see the change until you start deciding. It's decision that will get you closer to the transformation. It's decision that will take you closer to the transformation. Desiring is just a dream. Okay? It's just a dream. So let's go back to this. I was telling you, right now, most people are living in the past, which is the memory, or in the future, which is an illusion. to build your future, you need to build your future from the present. That's why we're doing this work tonight. Okay? You need to build your future from the present. But unfortunately, if you're stuck emotionally in the past, you will not be able to build a future because you're stuck here. So that means you're not even in the present yet. We build the future from the present. So every time you see yourself going in the past and trying to find or trying to say, I wish I did not, I wish I did, all the regret that is being built in the past is making you miss on your future. So whenever you find yourself in the future, you are recycling the past over and over again. So that's why some people will tell you, right? You hear people say, thank you for the like, I appreciate it, thank you so much. That's how you're gonna hear people tell you this. I keep reliving my past. I keep reliving my past. Or I'm having a deja vu. Deja vu is something that you've seen before. So your brain has seen it before. That is the same reason why when you tell, thank you so much. Who's this? Carol, thank you. So this is why when you tell yourself, you tell the brain, tomorrow I am going to wake up at 6 o'clock and go to the gym. The brain will say, okay. Now what does the brain do? The brain goes into the file, the information that you fed the brain with in the past to see if in the past you've said something, you've said a promise to yourself and you kept it or not. So right now, it looks like you're living below your potentials. It looks like you're repeating patterns. It looks like the pattern is, the identity loop is there because the brain is trying to scan you. And when the brain is scanning, there is no information in there that will help you to bounce back. So you've tried, maybe if you've once heard people say, try to visualize your future self. And here you are, you close your eyes and you want to see your future self as someone who is, who has all the wealth in the world, someone who is organized. But whenever you close your eyes to see your future self, it looks like the brain is dragging you back into the past because the brain only brings to you what is familiar, not what you desire. Even if what is familiar creates pain, creates shame, the brain will only pull you back. The subconscious, that's what it is. It only brings back to you what is in there. Okay? It only brings back to you what is in there. For those who are just joining, welcome to the live. Please let me know where you're joining in from. Let me know where you're joining in from. Okay. Let me know what part of the world you're joining in from. I'm going to come back to this. So in this moment, you might be saying, I know what I need to do, but I don't know how to do it. Okay. So you might hear yourself saying something like this. I am inconsistent. I'm inconsistent. Okay. Or you might even say, I am lazy. And all these things you're saying because of the track record that the brain has about you. So that's why, because of the result that you've gotten in the past, this is what is leading you to say this, that I am inconsistent, I am lazy. All the negative things that you're telling yourself, that is what makes you repeat this, okay? Or maybe you constantly lose momentum. You lose momentum. And what does that mean? You start strong, day one, you start strong, and then you disengage. You start very strong, and 3 days, there you are, you're already tired to follow through. Okay, you start strong and you disengage. You avoid discomfort through procrastination. Okay, procrastination. Okay. You overthink decisions. You see that? So you overthink everything that you're supposed to do. and you tell yourself, I know what I need to do. I need to do, but I can't seem to do it. Okay? I know what I need to do, but why do I do the opposite? Why do I do the opposite? Okay? Why do I do the opposite? Okay? And the list goes on and on. You know, I can keep adding more to it. So here, this is where you are right now. I believe that at the beginning of the year, even before the beginning of the year, I'm here to help with stuff like answering questions, planning tips. Who's this? Chatting and all that. Who's this? I think we are at the wrong place. Okay, let's go ahead, guys. So now I know that at the beginning of the year, before the beginning of the year, I believe you have planned. Hello. I believe you plan, right? How? Is it kids party? Hello, my dear. How are you doing? Where you can flip the screen. I thought you could read it. Thank you for saying this. I love having people like you in my life. Like, see, I can tell decision makers already. It wasn't working. Let me know. Is this better now? Oh man, I'm so sorry. Kids party. Do you know I was thinking about you today, kids party? Thank you so much. I'm so sorry. I thought you could read it. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. Now, and when it's like this, because you know that you're thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that. Sorry for putting you through all that trouble. Okay. So you start a new routine. You buy the journal. Okay, some of you might have like 15 journals right now. Yes, I thought about you today. I was like, where is she? Yeah, it's good to have you on tonight. You know, so some of you right now, you have at least 10 journals in your room. And it's not because you've used all the journals. You only wrote, let's say, at least 10 pages in the journals. Maybe 3, maybe 4, but every time you keep buying new journals. I know. I hear you. And I'm saying all this, right? Because I've lived it. I used to be there. I've lived it. And I know the feeling that comes with it. Yes, somebody else is saying on the big platform, that's me. Oh my goodness. On top of that, I'll be like, okay, I'll read a book. I get a book. I read just 2 pages of it, and that's it. 3 pages of it, and that's it. That is that's the pattern of self-sabotaging. But now this is the thing. The brain is filing that against you. So whenever you said you're going to show up, and this is shows in all these little things that we do. Thank you for the repost. And I know when Steven is in whenever I see a repost, I automatically know that it's Steven. Welcome, Steven. So whenever you said you're gonna, all those small things that we do that's what is feeding the nervous system, or that's what is feeding your brain. Sister, I love the question, but I'm not too keen. I know. I'm so sorry, my dear friend. Yeah, okay, I'll try my best. Okay, I'll try my best. So this is how we break promises to ourselves, because the brain is holding the record of everything that we do, every single thing. So whenever you come, whatever you do, it's going into your bank account. What do I mean by your bank account? The brain is the bank account. Whatever you eat, everything is held there. So that's why right now, most people are stuck in the past, because of the track record that the brain has about you. So most people they lack momentum. Thank you. I appreciate you, right? So right now, let's say, for those who find themselves having a lot of journals, which I used to have, by the way, okay? That's what is going in the memory bank. That's what is going in the memory bank, the subconscious, the nervous system. That is what is going in. So the next time you said, I am going to wake up at 7 o'clock, okay, you won't wake up at 7 o'clock the first day, because that's motivation, okay? And that motivation, where did that motivation come from? That motivation come from being on live like this, right? When somebody, it looks like the person is reading you. So whatever I'm saying will be stirring you up and will prepare you for tomorrow for you to wake up at 7. Because whatever I'm saying, not only am I saying it, but your brain is recording that. So it's like a wake-up call. Most people have the wake-up call, but they only treat that as a wake-up call, not doing anything about it. And how do we treat an information as a wake-up call? When the first day we hear it, we're like, this time things are going to be different. And then you go back to the old you. And it's not anything that you're doing wrong. It's because the nervous system is still playing back to you who you are. Sentences now. Let's polish this one. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me see. Okay, somebody is putting scriptures. I love coming on live. You see that? So that's what is happening. When you go on lives, when you're listening to people talk, this is what is waking you up. But it will only be at the information level if nothing else is done. Okay? If nothing else is done, it's only be, thank you. It will only be an information. There will be no transformation at all. So that's where most people are right now. That's why you're living below your potentials, because you have a lot of information. And that information only get you prepared for one day, because it's motivation. All motivation is supposed to do is to wake you up for one day. But what will keep you, what will anchor you on the journey is your identity, right? So right now, most of you, your identity, the self-trust is not there. So what you're going through right now is not a motivation problem. You have enough motivation, right? You have enough motivation. It's not a motivation problem, because if you lack motivation, you come on lives, you watch motivational videos, and then the pattern repeats itself. But tell yourself that my motivation is gone. I tell you, man. So that's what it is. Motivation, it's like a dope. It's, motivation is fleeting. Yes, I like the comments on both sides. Motivation is fleeting. Motivation is like sugar rush. It will kick in one day. That's why some people are chronic starters. I used to be a chronic starter. Okay? I didn't have what it takes for me to consistently show up. And I used to be the one with a lot of journals. And it's not because I was done using the journals, but it's because every single time I buy new journals. Because the first one that I got, I only wrote in it five times. And then I'm like, no, maybe I need a new journal. That will be my motivation. So I was going after motivation, after motivation, after motivation. Nothing consistent to follow through. Right? So if it's not motivation, what is it? Can you ask the question again, Stephen? Please ask the question again, my dear friend. Okay? Ask the question again, and then I will help you understand it. Right? So right now, motivation is not what you need. Okay? There is motivation everywhere. But what will get you consistent on the road is the self-trust. So the self-trust is what most people don't have right now. You do not trust yourself. I've coached people when I tell them, okay, can you make this decision in this moment? They will tell you this, coach, I'm afraid to make this decision because in the past, I've made decisions where I did not show up for myself. Right? Some people, because they know themselves so well that they couldn't show up in the past, because they know themselves so well that they couldn't show up in the past, when they set goals, they become slave to that goal. So these are the people that say my way or highway, but they forget that life is moving. So you might set the goal and here you are, something may happen along the way. So if you do not build that stamina, if you do not restore the self-trust, if something happened that is beyond your ability, you fall back into this place of blaming yourself again. You start saying, why am I always like this? Why do I keep doing this? So you start blaming yourself. So a question came in. Since motivation isn't what we need, very good. Since motivation isn't what we need, what is it that we need? That's a great question. Okay, is the answer self-trust? Thank you. Okay. This is the goal of motivation. And this is going to lead me to give you this illustration, okay? This is a cup. Okay, I'm drawing a cup. And this is a bottle of water. Okay? This is a bottle of water. Now, I have a cup and I have a bottle of water. There is water in this. I'm thirsty. I want to drink water. Please follow me here. I'm thirsty and I want to drink water. So, of course, I don't want to drink from the bottle. I want to pour the water in the cup. So when I pick up the cup, I wanted to wash the cup, make it clean and all those things. But when I pick up the cup, I'm about to wash the cup, I saw there is a hole in the cup. There is a hole in the cup. Okay, there is a hole in the cup. Now, if I pour the water in the cup, obviously, the water will spill. Okay, the water will spill out. And let's say I said, okay, I don't want to throw my cup away because maybe it's a gift from a dear friend, maybe my mother-in-law, something like that. So I don't want to throw the cup away and I want to repurpose or recycle the cup. So what do I do? What will I want to do with the cup? I want to, instead of pouring water in the cup, I want to put a rock in it. Use the cup as an ornament where I put a rock or a collection of rocks in the cup. Okay? Is the problem solved? I don't think so. Because if I lift the cup, I can still see the rock through the cup. So part of the rock is being visible. Okay? So why am I giving you this example? Whatever is here, whether it's a cup, a bottle of water, or it's a rock, when put in the cup, a part of it will reveal itself. So this is what most people are doing. A lot of people are going after motivation. Motivation only sticks to an identity that is already anchored. Motivation will work for some people, but not for people that keep repeating a pattern of what? Of sabotage, of procrastination, of inconsistency. Remember, at the nervous system level, the nervous system doesn't trust you yet. So there is a language that is written in the nervous system. What is this language? This person only starts, they stop, they start, they stop. So even before you start a new goal, you've already stopped along the way. Motivation only get you to start day one. Thank you. Motivation only get you to start on day one. But what you need to keep showing up even when you're not seeing the result is no longer motivation. Do you see that, Steven? There, like a car battery, right? Yeah, a starter. Very good. When the battery, yes, thank you, kids. When the battery is not working, you jumpstart it. You jumpstart it. That's the goal of motivation. The motivation is just to get you up one day. Now, what will hold your hand to keep showing up, even if there is no result in that day, it's no longer motivation. Remember when people will tell you that when you keep going through season, you're going to lose some friend along the way. Motivation is the first person that you're going to lose along the way. Motivation is the first one. Okay, it will ghost on you. Motivation will put you on the road and be like, I don't know you. That's the goal of motivation. It kicks in when messages like this are coming because you can see your potentials, but it looks like you're living below your potential. So what do you need to do in that moment? It's not keep going back to motivation. Because if you keep going back to motivation, you're training the brain to only function when you have motivation. And motivation can come in different ways for many people. Some people can even go as far as, drinking, they get their motivation from there, smoking and all those things. So you do not train your brain to keep binging on motivation, because what you need in that moment is not motivation. What you need in that moment is to let yourself know that, yes, there will be a moment when I don't feel like showing up, but I need to show up, because you're building self-trust. So when you ask me, if it's not motivation, then what? If it's not motivation, then it's identity. That is what I'm talking about. Like, did I want to come on tonight? No. And this is the thing. This is what we tell ourselves. This is what we tell ourselves. We think that, we are the only one who didn't want to show up, especially if you have, you have repeated a pattern of not showing up. You think it's just you. I thought it was just me until I started listening to some men of God that are so, when you see them, you think that they sleep on, they like to pray and all those things. And you hear them tell you, no, it's not that we like to, but we have to. That is the language you need to tell yourself. I don't want to, but I have to, because you're building the self-trust. Now, when the self-trust is completely built, motivation is not even gonna be it's not even, you not even need the motivation at all. Yes, people that run marathons, sometimes they do have moments where they don't want to show up. But once they start moving, okay, that feeling of showing up start kicking in. So it's never motivation. Motivation is, you got motivation on lives like this. You got motivation when you go to church. You got motivation when you're listening to a motivational speaker. That's all. After motivation, what do you need? After motivation, what will hold you on the journey is your identity. Now, so with the example that I gave, this is the identity. It's a broken identity. And how did that identity got broken? The identity got broken from the amount of times you said you're going to show up that you never show up. The decision that you said, things that you said you're going to follow through, the promises that you broke to yourself. And not only that, moment of trauma, life experience, all that added to the fact that your identity has a hole in it. Now, to fix that, what people do is they end up adding more. They keep pouring water into the broken bottle or into the broken cup. So what will happen? It will spill out. The same way when you pour motivation into a broken identity, it will leak out. So that's where most people are in this moment. So you're leaking motivation. So you're wondering, why is it that I show up day 1, day 2, day 3, and that's it? And some people, it might be 2 days, or some people, it might be 2 weeks. It might be what? It might be 2 months. It might be even 3 months. But this is the thing though, most people, they think, okay, I just need to show up for 21 days. It's beyond 21 days. Because it has to be anchored. Now, let me tell you why, even if you show up for 3 months, there is a possibility for you to ghost on you. Because in the process of building the new identity, you were not present in it. Do you see that? In the process of you building a new identity, you were never present. You were only counting days because you set a goal for 3 months, but you were never present. Your nervous system did not participate in it. The brain did not participate in it. But here you are, you were just making, you're just checking the box, but you were never present. You're just checking the box. Thank you for the person who keeps liking. I appreciate you. I think we are going up. I can see, we are in 3,000. Thank you so much. So you see what it is. When you are not present, you are not present because you are in the past. This is, my goodness. And this is the work that I do with my clients. That's why in June 27, I know I had to move this off the screen because my people on TikTok, I was blocking you, just going through the motions. Yes, just going through the motions. Steven, you said it so well, right? And I want you all to take advantage of this coming up. You can see it here. It's a 3-month session. Why 3 months? We're going to start June 27, okay, for 3 months. 3 months to rebuild the self-trust, and the other 3 months to prepare for the year 2027. Okay? 3 months, this is to build the self-trust for the whole 3 months. What are you doing? Identity anchoring, nervous system reset, right? These are part of the things that we're going to do. Rewiring your brain, showing you how to use to activate the reticular activating system to quicken the process. Most people, they can still sabotage after 1 year of doing the same thing over and over again. Like Steven has said it so well, they are only going through the motion. So anything that you do that you have not engaged your senses, I think we are getting there. We are getting deeper. Oh my God, these screens, man. I'm gonna move it a little bit. So if you're tired of this repeating this pattern, you want to change, or you want to prepare your 2027 so that you don't keep reliving in fear. A lot of people are living in fear. A lot of people are living in fear. You're living in fear because you know yourself so well, right? You know yourself so well, so you don't want to keep the pattern repeating itself. So you are stuck in fear right now. You know that all that you can do, or all that you can, how do we say this? You can only show up for what? For 1 week. Okay? So most people right now, here you are, you told yourself, I am going to show up for 21 days. I am going to show up for 21 days. And 21 days, I do live in fear. I hear your destiny. And I'm going to show you some things that are going to help you to break out of fear. Okay? It's very important. I'm joining your fan club for 1 month. Yay! I love it. Kids, welcome. You see that? You tell yourself, I am going to show up for 21 days. That's why most people love being part of what? Challenges that is 21 days. How many of you here have joined challenges that are 21 days before? If you have joined a challenge that is, that is a 21-day challenge, please put I or put 1 in the chat. If you've been part of challenges that is like a 21-day challenge, put me or put 1 in the chat. I think all of us. I'm done. But now, please, in all honesty, yes, thank you on YouTube. Thank you so much, right? I think all of us, I have many times. But do you know, all this time that I joined the 21 days, 1 day or 2 days after, the pattern starts showing up. So the goal is not about the 21 days. The reason why the pattern shows up again is because we are not present. And this is what I teach my clients. This is what I teach my, my followers, how to be present. Because first of all, when you are doing the thing, there are a lot of things that you're thinking about. You're thinking about how you're going to prove to people that you can do it. So when you're setting a goal, that the goal is about to prove to yourself, you don't need to prove anything to yourself. You couldn't do it because you didn't have the right information. You couldn't do it because you did not have the right people to help you on the journey. So when you're setting a goal to prove to yourself that you can do it, you've already defeated the purpose of what you're doing. When you set a goal and you want to prove to people, most of us, that's what it is. Because we had people that betray us. We had people that call us negative names. We had people that never believed in us. So our life, we are living to prove to people. We are not living for ourselves. We are living to please people. Not only do we live to please people, we are also living to prove to people. So there are these things. This is what is happening. Okay? Revenge, and what? To please. And this is all against identity. You see that? Identity is what? It's self. And it's not a self that is selfish. Okay? Let's listen. Identity is what? Identity is self. Okay? Identity is self. But identity is not selfish. It's not selling fish. I'm sorry. Identity is selfless. Okay? That's what identity is. But most people are stuck here. Now, whenever you are the one that is at a selfish level, you know what you're doing? You're living below your potentials. You're living below your potentials. Because guess what? You are not fully living from your identity. You're living from the pain that society has created. You are living from the one that people said this person cannot do anything good. So you're living from your past. So you see that? That's why I tell you, most people are living from the past. And the past has what? A history of you that you don't want to remember. But unfortunately, the brain keeps bringing you back there because that's what the brain knows about you. That's what the brain has about you. I'm like, did somebody just give me a compliment about my t-shirt? And instead of telling them that you can get a t-shirt with me, did I just say thank you? So if you want the t-shirt, if you want the what do we call this? The sweater, I got you. DM me blueprints, I'll give you the Did I just prove to you how we live in the past? Did I just prove that to you? See? A compliment. Oh my goodness. Did you just see that? The brain is like, wait, let's come back. Like, what just happened? You see? Now, see this. So this is what is happening. Identity is not supposed to be selfish. Okay? It's not selfish. Identity is not selfish. It's selfless. Selfless. And selfless is in the present. Of course, it looks like it's selfish because of the things that have happened to you. So now you're protecting yourself. It's all about you because of what has happened in the past. So most of you right now, you might be living in the past with fear and shame because of the things that you've had in the past. Okay? Now, so when that keeps happening, that keeps repeating itself, this is what you're gonna tell yourself, okay? This is where most of you start repeating, you start starting over and over and over again. Starting over. Okay, starting over. You're repeating the pattern of starting over, overthinking. Okay? Now, what do we do when I work with my client? This is the work that I do with them. Identify the emotional pattern. Most of you think that's your identity, but it's not. You identify the emotional pattern before it becomes your reality. Identify the emotional pattern. Okay? Sorry. Identify the emotional pattern. Regulate the nervous system. I'm gonna put this NS. NS is the nervous system. Do I have any question? Let me see. Thank you for the follow. Wellness, I believe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will sign up. See you June 27. Thank you. Thank you for joining. And this is definitely going to help you. So for the 3 months of session that we are having, the first thing that you're going to start noticing is the pattern, right? You're going to identify the emotional pattern. Where is this pattern coming from? And what is the pattern saying about me? So that's the first thing. Identify the emotional pattern. And then you're going to learn how to regulate the nervous system response. This is what people will not tell you. They will tell you you are sabotaging because you are not motivated. No. Sabotaging, inconsistency, and all those things, they are nervous system dysregulation. Okay? They are nervous system dysregulation. Right? Destiny, send me blueprint, and you have all the information here on the screen. Okay, my info is there. You see my email. Send me blueprint or send me a message in my email, which is info@coachsheffy, and I'll send you the link to sign up. By the way, there is a payment plan. You have Klarna, you have Afterpay. This will give you access. For those who get the early birds that they call them, as soon as you get in, you'll be able to have a one-on-one coaching session with me. Okay? You also start getting the nervous system reset tool that I've helped my clients with. This, I've worked with people where they were stuck with their business. First, they came in and they said, Coach, I've noticed this pattern about me, and I want to be able to break the pattern. Not only were they stuck in their marriage, not only were they stuck in their relationship, but they thought it was just that. But when we started working, the transformation trickled into their business. The transformation trickled into their business, where now they're making more than 7 figures in their business. So who you are shows in everything. You may think, okay, I am stuck. I'm not. Why am I not getting? Especially if you're not getting promotion at work. You want to be part of these 3 months. If you're still struggling to know who you are, if you're still struggling to identify your purpose, definitely you want to be part of this 3-month coaching session, because it's June, July, August for the 3-month self-trust, coaching session. The next 3 months. Together, we are going to build your 2027. You don't want to move into 2027 with the same wrong information. You want to have a transformation before 2027. And here is what happened. For those who are living the same pattern of procrastination, self-sabotage, and all that, they're also dealing with what? Financial problem. Okay, so that's why you might desire all the financial transformation or whatever abundance you want, but if your identity is not restored, you will keep attracting the same low pay income. You keep attracting the same people that will come to drain you, emotionally drain you. Okay, so that's why it's very important to be part of program like this. Program not only where they are teaching you about regulating, but also letting you know who you are. I'm going to talk about that soon. Okay. Let's take it step by step. So you need to identify the emotional pattern. Why do I react this way? When you identify the emotional pattern, you'll be able to prepare yourself so that the next time you're about to sabotage, you will catch that thought. We don't just stumble into self-sabotage. No, we don't just stumble into self-sabotage. It doesn't just sneak on us. No, before we sabotage, there are some signals that lead us to self-sabotage. Do you know when you self-sabotage? Do you know when you're about to self-sabotage rather? Can some of you tell me when is that moment that you're about to self-sabotage? Are you able to identify it? If you know, put it in the chat. Whenever you're about to, stumble into self-sabotage, or whenever you're about not to show up for yourself, can you tell the signals that lead you? I cannot. That's what I'm saying. You see that? So you can. Thank you. Who's this? Okay, very good. So it's good to know when you're about to. I'm going to give you an example. When I first, at the beginning of the year 2026, I said I was gonna go live for 100 days. On day 3, and when I said I was gonna go on live for 100, anxiety creeps in. Yeah, very good. When I said I was going to go live for 100 days, on day 3, and I said at 4 a.m. rather. So day 3, I wasn't able to wake up at 4. I woke up at 5, and I was so disappointed. Because guess what? For someone who has not been able to be consistent with their life, when life happens, you're gonna blame yourself. Because already you're spiraling. There is a shame conversation that is already at the nervous system level, at the subconscious level. So you're gonna be very hard on yourself. So for you, it's either 4 a.m. or nothing else, my way or highway. So when I woke up at 5 a.m., okay, so DM me blueprints and I'll send you the information. And also my email is here, to get a direct, to get me directly, send me an email on info@coachsheffy.com, info@coachsheffy.com, okay? Now, so this is what it is, right? I said I was going to wake up, so it's my way or the highway. I woke up at 5. I was like, wait, really 5? I said 4. And then all the thoughts, I said, okay, let me go back to bed. That's the sleep that you'll never have. Because when you're sleeping, when you're there, I cover my head. I did not sleep till 8 a.m. And I said, okay. I went to the bathroom, wanted to take a shower, and I heard this. And I know it's the Holy Spirit. This is what I heard. It says insanity is to keep doing the same thing. Oh no, it says insanity is planning without wisdom. You see that? Insanity is planning without wisdom. And that's what most of us we do. We are planning without wisdom. And what is the wisdom here? As a mom of 3, someone who goes to bed sometimes at 1 a.m., I should not set a goal to want to wake up at 4 a.m. It's not okay, right? So that time I was setting a goal to do what? To prove to myself that I could do it. But the body says, not at that moment. You can't do it at that moment. So the question that I asked that led me to this example is what? Can you tell when you're about to give up on your goal? Can you tell when that is so overwhelming? I tell you. But we are always living in this place where we want to prove to ourselves that we can do it. We are not running against anybody. You don't want to prove to nothing to nobody. You just want to keep building that self-trust. So as soon as I heard that insanity is planning without wisdom, I went on my live. If it was before, I wouldn't go on live because I would feel like I failed myself. So when you're setting the goal, know that there will be a moment where life will happen. Now, when life happens in that moment, what do you tell yourself? What is the conversation that is playing? Are you calling yourself a failure? Are you calling yourself lazy? What is the track? What is what is the brain bringing back to you? What is kept in the memory box that the brain will bring back? That is the work that I do with my clients. Because if you constantly go back and keep blaming yourself, it shows that you're not living in your identity. What is the identity that I've been talking about? Most of you think the one that society sees. There is an identity that there is the one that people believe that you are. There is the one that people think that you are. And there is the one that you think that you are. There is the one that you believe that you are. And there is the one that you truly are. Can I say that again? Your identity, there is the one that society believes that you are. The one that society thinks that you are. The one that you believe that you are. And the one that you think that you are. And there is the one that you truly are. Now, the one that you truly are, your true identity is what? Is the image and the likeness of God. That is the one that you do not have a sense of yet. So most of you right now, you're living from the one you believe and you think that you are. But the one that you believe or you think that you are is built from your past experience. Please follow me here. It's built from your past experience. And for some of you, if you're a Christian, it might come from you hearing this before, the image and the likeness of God. Thank you so much, right? But within the image and the likeness of God, there is your blueprint. Your blueprint is who you truly are. You are not just, thank you. You are not just the image and the likeness of God. Within the image and the likeness, there is your blueprint. That's the one you need to find. And that's the work that we're going to do in the 3 months. Most of you are living according to what you think you are, what you believe you are, what people think you are, what people think you believe you are, but not who you truly are. So even in what you think you are, there is this language of being the image. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you so much. So even in the language of the image and the likeness of God, it's still the general. Within the general, there is the uniqueness of you, which is your blueprint, your identity blueprint. Have you found that blueprint yet? That's why we have all the Beyoncés, we have all the Rihannas, we have all the great singers. But every single time, there is still a new singer, a voice that we feel like, oh my goodness, we've never heard this voice before. Because people like this have found their blueprint. Within the crowd, they have found their specificity. They have found their uniqueness. So yes, you might be going to church 24/7 and you might keep hearing, I am the image and the likeness of God. But that's the general. That is the general. In the image and the likeness of God, where are you in the image and the likeness of God? That's why Jesus said, in my Father's house, there are a lot of mansions. In the general, there are different departments. One department or one mansion for one person. That is your blueprint. In this specific moment, have you found the blueprint of your identity yet? Your identity blueprint, have you found it yet? Or are you still living according to what people think you are? What people believe you are? What you think you are? What you believe you are? Or who you truly are as the blueprint filled with God Himself in it? Okay, now let's go. So what are we going to do in these 3 months? I'm going to show you how to regulate the nervous system response. What else? Rebuild identity through repetition. On Monday, I was teaching kids in one of the high schools here. I was teaching them how to regulate their nervous system. And we did 3 exercises where I told them to bring their hands together, open it, do this, open it. So we did a set of 3. When I ask them again, I want you to respond to this, okay? And I know you already know because I'm working with smart people, right? So we did a set of 3, opening, closing, closing, opening, closing, opening, a set of 3. So then I cue them in again to close their hand. What do you think will be the next reaction after that? Or the next movement after that? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Okay? What do you think will be the next movement after that? If you know it, put it in the chat. Build identity through Yes. I will definitely repeat it again, my dear friend. So I was saying that I was teaching high schoolers how to regulate their nervous system. We were doing some movements, and the movement that we were doing was open the hand and close it, right? Creating contact between both, which is connecting with the body. So they close their hands as if they are going to pray, and then they open, close, open. So we did a set of 3 of this movement. So the 4th movement was still closing, right? And then I was asking, what do you think the next movement will be? Open it again. See, you just prove exactly what I said, right? Because the brain, you see, that's how quick the brain can learn. Because the brain has created a record already. That record was what? Just 3 movements. Automatically, the brain did what? The brain went ahead of them, suggested. Everything that we do in life is suggestion, by the way. It's suggestion. And I did this type of exercise with my clients. Now she's able to differentiate her own thoughts. And this is very powerful, by the way. She's able to differentiate her own thoughts from the thoughts of the world, or from the thoughts of, her past. And this is somebody that was abused. First, she used to believe that she's the voice, all those negative suggestions. But now, it's so powerful when she said it. Now she could tell that it's just a suggestion. She's not supposed to agree to them. So the brain functions with what? What is familiar. So what did I do? We have to break the pattern. So when you're here, you're asking yourself, why is it hard to change? It's not hard to change. You just need to bring a new information into the brain and tell the brain, this is what we are doing now. So instead of opening, what did we do? We created a loop, because the loop has been created just by 3 repetitions of doing this. So what do we need to do? You need to bring a new information. That is the same way you tell the brain when you're about to scan my track record, please do not scan this track record. I want you to scan the brain of God. What is the brain of God? He is the author and the finisher, the Alpha and Omega. He already has a record of someone who starts and doesn't stop until he sees the results of what he said he was going to do. And how do you do that? Where you put your mind on the things that he has said. The Bible says what? We have the mind of Christ. We have the mind of Christ. So when the brain is scanning, the brain shouldn't scan your record. It has to scan the mind of Christ, but you have to tell the brain that's what you're supposed to do. So right now the loop is here. The brain keeps looping around because that's what you're telling the brain to scan. So the brain will only scan that which you ask it to scan. So the brain or your mind can easily bring it back on the road that it's supposed to take. That's what is called what? You need to train the brain now. You need to train the brain through repetition. The first time when you start, the brain will not get it because the brain doesn't bring to us what we desire, but what is familiar. So this is why we're going to you will rebuild identity through repetition. Rebuild identity through repetition. For those who are just joining, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. And what are we doing? I'm helping you to stop self-sabotage and also inviting you to my 3-month coaching session happening on June 27. What are we going to do in these 3 months? Not only will you learn how to identify the emotional pattern. Most of you right now, you can tell the emotional pattern that is repeating itself. So you're stuck at this level. The loop is keep repeating over and over. Okay, you're going to learn how to regulate the nervous system response, rebuild identity through repetition, reinforce self-trust. The self-trust is what will keep helping you on the journey so that you can show up when you said you're going to show up. You'll finally be able to show up. Okay, so rebuild identity through repetition. Through repetition. Reinforce self-trust. Okay, reinforce self-trust, create consistency. Create consistency in behavior and decision. Okay? Do we have any questions so far? Let me see. What time is it? Can't even see. Whoosh. Let me check my time. Okay. Any questions so far? I think now I can make, I'm not going to be writing now, so I can bring the, where's the, oh my goodness. Hey. These touch screens, man. So for those who want to join the group coaching, right now there is an Afterpay, Klarna, all that. So if you're interested, go ahead and send me blueprints and I'll send you the LINK for this group coaching. I don't want to work with a lot of people. I just want to work with a group of, a few people who will get the result that they deserve. I'm mostly about that one person who feels stuck. That one person who keeps asking themselves, why do I keep repeating this pattern? That person who is tired of repeating the same pattern over and over again. If this sounds like you, and you know that you don't want to keep, or you don't want to step into 2027 with the same pattern of not showing up, the same pattern of, the one that only show up for one day and then give up, right? The one that only show up for one day and doesn't follow through. But you want a transformation. What do you want? You deserve to be what? Even before that, you are the person who is emotional. You're emotionally reacting to everything. Okay? You're inconsistent. Maybe right now, you're inconsistent. You don't follow through. Okay? You give up on yourself. You overthink everything. You're trapped in self-sabotage loops. Okay? You might be trapped in self-sabotage loop. What else? You're starting over consistently. You tell yourself, I'm going to start Monday. Every Tuesday, you keep telling yourself, okay, well, today didn't work. I'm going to start on Monday. So you keep starting every Monday over and over and over again. Okay? You're constantly starting over. You're intellectually aware, but behaviorally, you're stuck. You know what you need to do, but it looks like you don't know how to. So you have all the knowledge, but it feels like you're stuck at a place where you can't move forward. You're disconnected from self-trust. You're relying on motivation spikes every single day. When we work together, these are some of the things that you're going to start having. Emotionally regulated. You'll be able to regulate yourself emotionally. You're going to be consistent. You'll no longer be that person who ghosts on themselves whenever things are not going the way it's supposed to be. You are grounded in identity. You're capable of follow through. You don't just say, okay, I will do it, but you have the character, the identity, the self-trust that you need to follow through. You are no longer this person who's, who is a chronic starter. No, you're no longer that person who's a chronic starter, but you know how to follow through. You set the goal, you set a smart goal, and you follow through. Okay? You're confident in decisions. When things don't go the way they're supposed to go, you don't ghost on yourself. Right now, most of you're ghosting on yourself because you're not seeing the result that you want. And this is coming from where? It's coming from the old pattern, the shame loop. So you're ghosting on yourself. Okay? You're confident in making decisions. Not only that, you're stable under pressure. No matter the pressure that is happening, you understand that pressure did not come to break you, but it's making you. You're being built. You're being built in the quiet place. You're being built in the secret place. So you're not thinking, what is wrong with me? Why do I keep doing this? Why can't I do anything right? This is the victim mentality that a lot of people are holding on to. And this is what is keeping you not to live beyond your potentials. Most of you right now, you're living above your potentials. Right? You're living above your potentials. Thank you. I see a message out. I'm going to respond soon. Okay? So you want to be aligned between beliefs, emotions, and actions. It's very important. It's really, really important. Okay? And this is the work that I do. Now, this is very important because most people right now where you are still stuck at the level of who people think you are, who they believe you are, who you think you are, who you believe you are. But you need to get to your blueprint, which is what? Which is in God. Okay, thank you. Which is in God. Okay, so the group coaching, why did I create the group coaching? I know some people wanted to work with me, and I know my one-on-one might not work with some of you all. But I don't want money to be the issue. I don't want money to be the issue. So that's why I'm giving you this opportunity in 3 months. By the way, I didn't want to say this out loud. When I was first creating this program, this is what I was calling it. How to get more done in 3 months than most people in 3 years. Because this is a promise that God gave me myself. And I tell you, when you hear something like this, it means what? Stretching. But when God is in it, you can never fail. Most of you right now, you feel like you've wasted your years. And this is who this group coaching is for, those who feel that they have wasted their years. This is who this group coaching is for. So that's why I said I don't want to work with a lot of people. I just want to work with those who know that they have wasted their years. Because I know what it is like. Some people, because now you know you've wasted your years, every goal that you're setting, you want to catch up. You can never catch up with your own strength. You can never catch up. So if you're on the live right now, you're still thinking about how can I catch up, please. That's not for you to do. You have to be aligned. You have to be in alignment. What does it mean to be aligned? By being in the blueprint that God has created for you. When you're living outside of your blueprint, trying to prove to people, that means you're going to be misaligned. So when it's time for promotion, you're not going to be found there. So this 3 months of group coaching session that we are having is helping you to be aligned. Yes, alignment is everything. I tell you, alignment is everything. And alignment also comes with the people that you are meeting on the journey. Sometimes people will start affirming you. They'll start calling you names. You're like, wait, why you? That's not who I am. But those people, they were sent to speak into you before you identify your season. When you meet God, what happens? He changes your name. He called Gideon what? Man of. And Gideon is like, who are you calling? No. I remember the first time I met my mentor. He's like, Shafi, I believe in you. You can do it. I was like, wait, who? I know I'm the only chef because my name is that unique. Even in my country, you can hear common names, but mine, when they said a specific name, I know I'm the one they're calling. Okay? So I'm like, wait, who's Shafi? You see that? I'm from Togo, West Africa. Okay? So people will start confirming or affirming you. They'll start speaking that into you until it registers into your spirit. Okay? Right now, it may look like people are reaching out to ask you, do you know how to design? Do you know how to do this? Do you know how to do that? It's not that they are bothering you. It's because your charisma, your personality, they can smell that out of you. But you have not awakened into it yet. So what will God do? God will send people in your way, in your path, to start affirming you. Before Jesus was born, he was already announced before it became flesh. You guys are taking me somewhere. Before Jesus came in flesh, it was already in the spirit. He was already in the spirit. You are all here to share our gift. Yes, we are all here to share our gift. Well said. No shame. We are here to share our gift. Some of you think you want to be healed before you can start, helping people with your gift. You get healed along the way. Gideon did not see all that strength in him. You get healed while you're doing. So right now, the focus is not, you're going to hear people say, okay, I'm working on myself. Even that, I'm so careful to say it because I know there are some people who use that to keep people in bondage. That's why when I'm working with you, I tell you, you are the image and the likeness of God. Okay? When God is working with you, he doesn't make you pain conscious. He doesn't. Because when light is shining upon the darkness, darkness cannot stay. So that's why when I'm working with you, what do I tell you? I said you are the image and the likeness of God. That is the record that you want to feed the brain with. So that when the brain is bringing you back to the past, you're going to tell the brain, you're scanning the wrong person. I'm no longer on that address. My environment has changed. You're reading the wrong address. But if you do not know your identity, now how is this identity solidified? It's solidified by the things you're telling yourself. This is why I don't teach affirmation. I teach creative word. So in these 3 months, I'm going to teach you how to create or how to build that creative word. Let me tell you, that creative word is not coming from nowhere. It's coming from the word of God. It's the most powerful word that you could ever, speak to yourself. And I'll also tell you, for those who are still on here, please, you have a phone. Record a creative word instead of playing a music to sleep. Record a creative word, right? And put it on the play while you're sleeping. What is the creative word? For instance, when when God asked Ezekiel, can this bone live again? Dry bones don't hear affirmation. Dry bones, they hear creative word. When there is a chaos, chaos doesn't hear affirmation. Chaos hear a creative word, which is the word bigger, more powerful than affirmation. We are made in the image and the likeness of God, so we can only speak that which God speaks, which is his word. Within the word of God, within the word that God has spoken, as he's speaking through you, when you're speaking it, what is it doing? It's also clearing out any trauma that is holding on to you. So when I'm working with my people, especially people that are what? People that are emotionally stuck, okay? People that said, Coach, I don't know what I know what I need to do, but I can't see myself to do it. People that are emotionally reactive. People that are overthinking their way through life. People that are settling for, the negative outcome of life. People that are constantly repeating the same pattern over and over again. Overthinking. People that are trapped in self-sabotage. Here you are. You know that you deserve more. But every time that you are about to apply for a new position, you're talking yourself out of it. You feel like an imposter because you're comparing that position with what? You're comparing it to the degrees that you've had. But there is a place where your degree is not what is going to open the door for you. It's your identity. And we talk about identity, we talk about how compassionate you are, how loving you are, how you can help people to achieve their goal. All these things, they can open doors for you. But the reason why it feels like you're always reactive is because you're moving from the wounded personality. You're moving from the broken personality. You're moving from the selfish personality. And this selfish personality was built because of the pain, because of the things that were said to you. So when we are working, you're no longer going to be this emotionally reactive person, inconsistent, overthinking everything, trapped in the self-sabotage loop. No, you're not going to keep being the chronic starter. I used to be a chronic starter. So I know so well, is that Monique? Good evening, Monique. So I know so well how it feels like repeating your days over and over again. I'll buy a journal and I'll write in a journal for 3 times and then that's it. I tell myself, okay, maybe I'll get a new journal, okay? And then I'll write in it and then that's it. And then I'll buy a new journal. So when I talk about journals, having 10 or 15 journals, I'm talking about the old me. The one in 2009, the one in 2008, the one in 2007, going back and back and back. So these things that I'm saying, not only did I have a certification to coach people through it, where people are now being free from being a chronic starter to now not just setting goals, but they set goals and they follow through. So in these 3 months of coaching session where we work together, you are no longer going to be the chronic starter, but you're going to be the finisher. And how do you do this? I'm also going to teach you how you can activate your reticular activating system, the brain system that helps you to stay focused and achieve your goals. See, there is a way around this. Because naturally, for a habit that has been created for 20 years, you need at least the same amount of time to undo it completely. But there is a way around it where you don't have to go through 20 years. Where it can be done in 3 months, in 6 months. Right? Where now you're not the one doing it by yourself, but you're partnering with what? The one that says how you can get more done in 3 months than most people in 3 years. So I'm not going to lie to you and tell you, okay, I'm the one doing this. Yes, I have knowledge, but there is a higher knowledge that I work with, which is God. Because there are some things that happen to you that I wasn't there. So if I want a full transformation for you, the same work that he has done with me when I was stuck, I have to ask him. So sometimes you might be in my coaching session where I'm like, you're going to see me crying. It's not that I am sad, but it's because the Holy Spirit has stepped in and has filled my heart with gratitude. Because I remember when I was in the same spot. So this passion is what leads me to want to see people transform. So if, for instance, if you're a business owner, you come to me to work with me, we go beyond. That's why the person that my clients did not just come for, they did not even mention anything about their business. This person came with something else completely. But as we started working, because God is after the soul of that person, when we started working and God was revealing things, they started seeing results in their business. They started meeting people, business partners along the way. People that will make the work easy for them. Okay, so when God says how to do more in 3 months than most people in 3 years, it doesn't mean that you're going to do it by yourself. You're going to start meeting people in your season. God is cutting the season, the ones that you've lost, he's cutting them into 3, into 4, into 2. He's going to take some away, but you're not the one going now to do that which to undo that which has already been done. Alignment is very important. Thank you. Which one is this one? Thank you. So greeting heart. Okay, we are learning. You see that? So it's very important. So do not let money stop you in your season. Money is nothing compared. Yes, it's a transaction method, but do not let money stop you along the way. So there is Afterpay. There is payment, arrangement. You have Afterpay. You have what is that? Afterpay and Klarna. Okay, you have Afterpay and Klarna. So if you want to take advantage of this, and I have this open for the few people. I only want 10 people. So after the 10 seats is filled, it's going back to the normal price. It's going back to the normal price. But the 10 people, these are the people that are not just bystanders, people that are just watching, but people that are really tired. How much is it now? It's $597. $597 for 3 months. Coaching session, it's not $597. But I know the result that you're going to get. And I know how this is going to promote you and quicken your process. For some of you, even within 1 month, you start having promotions. This is the same method that I used to get my job. I used to work as a cybersecurity analyst. This is the same method. I was being paid 6-figure, right? And I tell you, in all honesty, in all humility, I didn't go for school I did not go to school for it. It's all by the grace of God. But there is a principle. This is the thing. Sometimes we say by the grace of God, but we don't teach the principle to people. So when you join the coaching session, okay, for the early people that get it right away, you'll be able to have a one-on-one session with me. You're going to get the I Matter journal, okay, the I Matter journal. That journal is a 30-day blueprint to help you to stop self-sabotage. You're going to have accountability. You need an accountability, someone that can check on you weekly, someone that can check on you daily to see how you're doing. Do not see it as, oh, you're bothering me. If you're really tired of your pattern, you'll take advantage of something like this. Because guess what? We are already in May. 2027 is going to be here soon. What plan are you taking into 2027? Are you going to be wishing and hoping that things will change? Insanity is what? Planning without wisdom. That's what the Holy Spirit told me, and I'm glad he told me that. When he told me, see, when the Holy Spirit speaks to us, it doesn't come as guilt. It comes as, I am here to walk you through it. So I'm telling you the same thing. Insanity is planning without wisdom. You don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over again, hoping to get a different result. Okay? Hoping to get a different result. Yeah? So the people that I've worked with, these are the people that are inconsistent, overthinking, trapped in self-sabotage. They are seeing a decline in their business, in their marriage, in their household, in their relationship. They are always snappy, always angry, living in shame, years of shame, moving through shame, still holding guilt from the past. They've been blamed for things that they didn't do. Thank you so much. When you come in, you always give me the blame. Thank you so much. Thank you, Monica. Thank you so much. Right? But now they understand that, okay, this is not what it is. I had a session with one of my clients who was holding years of shame. Years of shame. People are living through things. But in one of the sessions that we had, you can see that shame falling off of the face of this person. And they sent me a big email. Actually, a text message says, Sheffy, Coach Sheffy, thank you, this and that, this and that, this and that. And I know what shame is. I used to live in shame, so I know what shame can do. Yeah? So let's take advantage of this. Once the stand seat is filled, okay, it will go back to the normal price. It will go back to the normal price. This is what is going to happen. Your old identity right now is why you're telling yourself, I'm broken, I'm inconsistent, I'm emotionally unstable and incapable of change. This might be what you're thinking right now, right? For those who are joining on YouTube, welcome to the live, and you can watch this on a replay, by the way, on Coach Sheffy, Reset with Coach Sheffy on YouTube, okay? Now, from the person who is inconsistent, who never shows up or only show up for one day, your nervous system is going to learn the survival, the nervous system has learned the survival pattern, right? But while we are working in these 3 months, those patterns are going to be dissolved. You're going to learn how to regulate your nervous system. You're going to learn how to regulate your nervous system. You're no longer going to say, I need fixing. But what you're going to tell yourself is what? I am moving from safety. I am moving in safety. You're no longer going to live in survival. Most of you, you're making decisions from a place of survival. Okay? Thank you for the follow, my dear friend. Most of you, you're living in a place of survival. So you're no longer going to live in this place of survival. You're going to live in identity reinforcement. The reticular activating system will anchor in you who you truly are. Who you truly are. Can I give you a secret? Tonight, I'm sharing a lot of things with you. And I believe somebody needs it. That's how you're going to break the loop. Okay? The gap that you created. You're living in the gap. You're not living in the reality. So what do you want to do? And as I'm talking about reticular activating system. Because it's the dominant thought that becomes your reality. It's the dominant thought that becomes your reality. That is why when people ask you to visualize, you have been, affirming, you have been visualizing, you have been doing meditation, but you're not seeing any change. Because the dominant thought, even though you're doing all these things, fear is still ruling under. So the dominant thought is what is gonna rule, is what will become your reality. So how do you feed your brain? Sometimes, okay, and I'm not saying anything that is not in the word. The word says what we carry, what? The Spirit of God is in us. Okay? The Spirit of God is in us. Sometimes, see yourself This might not sound right with some people. This might not sound right with some people. But what did the Bible say? We are made in the image and the likeness of God. The image and the likeness of God is what? Is Christ, is God himself. That's who you are, okay? What do you want to do? Sometimes see yourself as Christ. Why do you want to do this? There is no negativity in Christ. When you start seeing yourself as Christ, you know what you're affirming yourself? Thank you so much. You are affirming yourself as the perfect love of God. Okay? In Christ, there is no pain. In Christ, there is no hatred. In Christ, there is no envy. And this is what we're talking about here. You see that? No evil can be found in Christ. Okay? So when you start seeing yourself as Christ, you have a track record according to the word of God, who Christ is, what he has done. Christ can never be found stranded. Okay? Christ can never be found stranded. Christ can never lack. You see that? Christ never overthinks. So when if you constantly do something like that, the gap, the loop, the fear, the anxiety that you're living in is going to start dissolving because you see yourself as Christ. What you're doing is you're inviting Christ to take over your whole body. That will help you to stop reacting to unnecessary things. Can I tell you, I did this last week, and some things that have been bothering me, being reactive, I started having the peace because Christ is peace. Remember when he was in the boat, the storm stopped. He slept through the boat. He slept in the boat through the storm. That's the shalom. So practice seeing yourself as Christ. Some people may say this is blasphemy. Hey, it's up to you. And I pray that the Holy Spirit help you understand. It's not church, but I tell you, when you come on my sessions, when you come in my life, this is who I am. I'm Christian. My ground is Christian. It's not church, but I can only use that which has helped me. God, neuroplasticity, movement, which is nervous system regulation. These are the things that was used that God led me through. So it's the same principle that I lead my client through. My goal is not to come here and talk about me. My goal is to show you to the one that created you. So that when my work is done after the 3 months, okay, even throughout the 3 months, he is there with us. When the work is done after the 3 months, when I'm not there, he will continue the work in you. And if you decide to continue in 6 months, because I do have long time clients, we will do it. Because I have a coach, by the way. I also have a coach. And my coach has a coach, has a coach, has a coach, has a coach. That's why pastors, they have spiritual fathers, spiritual parents. And their spiritual parents have spiritual... That's how it is. Life is about humility. Life is about humility. It's not about age or anything like that. It's about humility. It's about being humble. It's in the humility that Christ will walk and work through you. I may know some things that you do not know, and you may know a lot of things that I don't know yet. Okay? So my goal is not to see me, but my goal is to bring you back to you through Christ so that you can see the power that is in you. So if you're living below your potentials, it's because you're seeing yourself as the wound. You are not the wound. Before the wound, there was. That's why they said what? At the beginning, there was the word. You think, oh my goodness. I thought I was going to be done. I did say I was done, right? Oh my God, so that was just introduction. Oh, okay. That's why it says what? At the beginning was the word. At the beginning, yes, baby. Where's your brother?
He's upstairs sleeping.
He's sleeping? You don't want to sleep?
I'm going to sleep here.
Okay, careful. Go the other way. So that's why it says, at the beginning was the word. The beginning was the word. Okay? The beginning was the word. So, what you are not this. Before all this, this is the experience. The body holds score. The body keeps the score. The score of trauma. The score of the insult. The score of everything. That's why regulation is so important. That's why movement is important. Before doing this, I used to teach African dance. Okay? I've taught African dance for more than 10 years. So on the continent, so what God did with me is he taught me some movement that will help you to regulate. The first time I heard about trauma was when God said it. I'm like, no, what do you mean I have trauma? I'm a Christian. We don't do trauma in Christianity. You know, what do you mean trauma? And God said, just sit down. And I came across, I was made aware of this when I was studying this scripture, by the way, 1 Corinthians 13:4-7. Because my belief is this: I am made in the image of and the likeness of God. I hold that scripture true to my heart. So when I was studying 1 Corinthians 13:4-7, I asked myself, I know when they say love is, they're talking about God. So if I'm the image and the likeness of God, that means I am love. But the description of love that is here is not talking about me. So I started asking, if I am love, then why am I impatient? Why do I rejoice with, why don't I rejoice with the truth? Why is it that when somebody is hurting sometimes, especially if they have hurt me in the past, I'm happy? Why? And then the answer was, because you had trauma. I'm like, no. I said, in Africa, we don't know what trauma is. And God said, sit down, let's talk. So that's when my training started. And he said, the reason why it looks like in Africa you don't have trauma is because on the continent, everything that is done on the continent is trauma release system. Okay? For instance, when people are walking bare feet, it's not just because they don't have money. My ancestors, they understood that they're not just walking, but they are healing themselves. They are connecting with the ground. They are grounding themselves. So for someone who is going through pain, emotional pain, sometimes walk around your house bare feet. You're connecting with the ground. That's called grounding. So my grandparents, they understood that. When I go to the village to visit my mom's, mom and grandma and all those things, they are walking bare feet. And these people, they live very long. But unfortunately, people from the West may think, oh, they are poor. No. You see that? So what else do we have? The food that we eat. And I believe this might help somebody today. We only have 5 people here. That's perfect. Okay. Okay. So, and then I started going through my training, and not only was God teaching me, but he will show me, and then I have to go and look. And I said, oh, so this is what it is. So most of you have a trauma release system in you, but you are not using it. God is so intentional and sovereign. So when he was sending you on this earth, he built and put everything in you. Everything that you will need, God has put them in you. You think you're just saying hi to someone. You're not just saying hi or bye. You're regulating your nervous system. That's why autistic kids, you're going to see them shaking a lot. You're going to see them doing this, jumping and doing that. That's them regulating naturally without anyone telling them. You see, when an animal is scared, okay, they just go through a traumatic moment, maybe like a hunter is trying to hunt them. They shake, they shake, they shake. That shaking is what? Regulating. Releasing the pain, the fear that they just witnessed. So when you feel stuck because of emotional pain or because of, emotional, whatever it is, you don't want that moment to get stuck in your nervous system. You need to regulate. You start by doing gentle movement like this. So God was telling me the reason why it feels like you don't have trauma is because naturally the dances that you guys do on the continent, that's trauma release. You're gonna see us in the west part of Africa, we use a lot of back and chest movement. Okay, now when you're doing chest movement, everything is connected. So your hip, your pelvis is also moving. Anything that has to do with your identity, shame, is at the pelvis level, the reproduction system. Okay, so when you're telling yourself, I am, anything that has to do with I am, it's held here. The shame is at the pelvis level. Let me bring it down a little bit so that you can see. I was pointing to this part. Okay, it's here. So when we add on in west part of Africa, we use a lot of the pelvis. The movement that we do is naturally movement like this. We think we're just dancing. We didn't know that that's us releasing trauma at the hip level. Some people will tell you it's twerking. It's not. Okay, some people do that, but yeah. Okay, so naturally, that's what it is. So it's held onto your identity. These are the work that you see. I can't teach everything on my live, and it cannot be taught in one day. So if you think you're gonna come on a live and get the whole information, that's not true. Because TikTok has taught us something. That's why it was so hard for me to learn about TikTok, and I'm still learning about TikTok. I'm like, so it looks like on TikTok you can only keep saying the same thing over and over, but I am someone, God has blessed me with teaching. So when I'm teaching, there are new information that is being, of course, God wants to speak to his children. It's not about me. So right now, let me see who are the people here. We have Monique, we have Tracy, Steven, my dear friend, is here. Louise is here, Ndeliz, man is here, right? You see that? So because God is after your transformation, there will be a day he wants to say something different. But I'm learning about TikTok. You can only keep saying the same thing over. I'm like, no. Right? So don't think that when you keep coming on our lives, we are learning about the system. So that the system can keep pushing our content to other people, we have to go by it. So you cannot get everything. Please, if you think that going on lives is going to transform you, let me be honest with you. It might, but you want a consistent transformation, a transformation that will register in your nervous system. Because right now you're still at the motivation level. I'm not gonna lie to you. Right now you're still at the motivation level, especially if you feel like, okay, oh, let me go watch that person's life. It will teach me what to do. So you haven't trained yourself to live when that person is not there yet. You're still depending on that person. This is not what the life is supposed to be. That I feel like I need to talk to you guys from, when it's shifting, it's shifting. We can plan as much, but when God is after his children, he want to speak to his children, we will let that be. Okay, so what are you going to get in these 3 months? In this 3-month coaching, I'm gonna show you that you're going to learn how to identify the emotional pattern. You don't want to get stuck at the pattern level. You want to break the emotional pattern. I'm going to teach you how to regulate the nervous system response. You show what I told you. Regulating the nervous system is as simple as what? Intentionally creating a pause in your daily activity in order to connect with your body. You just heard my son came in the room. I have 3 amazing children, wonderful children. So not just I'm a mom, I'm also a business owner, right? I'm also a life coach, an entrepreneur, and all those things, okay? An author, okay? And all that. So I have to be able to give my all to all these things. So what do? Intentionally, you're gonna see me sometimes raising my calf, coming back, going up, coming back. What am I doing? Because if I don't have moment like that in my day, I'll be stuck in my head, not connected to my body, not grounded. So it's very important that daily you intentionally create a pause. The things that you do naturally, do them slowly. And this is also done through the way you breathe. The things that you do naturally, you run through them, do them slowly. Let's say, for instance, you are thirsty. You're going to drink water. What do? Naturally, we don't pay attention to the bottle. We just drink da. But next time when you're about to drink water, do me a favor. Pick up the bottle. If it's a cup, pick up the cup. Hold it in your hand. Feel the bottle. What you're doing is you're connecting your brain to what you're holding. You're being grounded. You see, it doesn't take much. You don't want to call day off to be grounded. You feel that in your hand. You know, a lot of people are going through dementia, schizophrenia, all these things, because most people are living in their head. They disconnected from their body. Start connecting with things that are around you. If you don't have anything to hold on to, start connecting with your body. Intentionally create pain, resistance. What do I mean by that? Please don't hear what I'm not saying. What I mean by creating resistance is you intentionally hold this. That's a pause. Pain comes in our life to keep us, to come back to us. So what you do is you close your hand, you pause, you open. Now look at your hand. Look the way it looks like. Every movement that you're doing, be present. Your brain is connecting. Things around us are no longer helping us. Okay? Things around us are no longer helping us. Now we also have AI. It's like the world is at the tip of our finger. So if you don't have a system to carry you through, you're gonna deteriorate before your time. Mentally deteriorate. Binging on information without transformation will keep you to do what? Not to engage your brain. Okay? If you want to learn how to build a Lego, please do so. Engage your brain. You want to learn a movement that will help you engage your brain, do so. If it's dance, please do so. Okay? For some of you, you're still in school. Anything that will make your brain keep moving and functioning. So if it's movement, something gentle like this. Okay? You can also come backward, okay? Because the brain is wired in a certain way to say this is how you're supposed to do it. But now, do the opposite of it. One thing that my son wanted to do that I said we're going to do is we're going to start practicing how to write with the left hand. He did it. He started it. I don't think I did it. Let me tell the truth. He did it once. He's sleeping. David. Yeah, he's sleeping. Okay, very good. Okay, so do something that will rewire the brain, because the brain is already wired in a certain way. Unlearn things. Start counting backward. You see, all of these things are nervous system regulation. We do it as children, not knowing what we're doing, but it's because it's already part of our identity. So the wisdom that created us will tell us to do things. I'm gonna do something crazy. You can I've never done this on screen, but let me do it. You know how when we are children, we do crazy faces? Do that, like, do that. Become a child. I told you. Let me do that again. Let me do that again. Make yourself laugh. Make yourself laugh. Okay, so that's what it is. I said I was gonna leave like 100 hours ago. I'm still here. Please, do you have any question? Any question about how to join the group coaching that is happening? As you can see, when we start, my goal is to take you deeper. There will be a moment where we're gonna get even deeper. I want people that will come on the group coaching, when they leave, some of you, you're gonna step fully into your identity. You're gonna step fully into your purpose. Because I know so well how purpose contributes to healing. When you are on purpose, you are no longer going to think about the people that have hurt you, because now there is a meaning to your life. Okay? Now you understand that I am here to help people. It's very important. That other than nervous system regulation, self-sabotage, my biggest thing that I teach people is purpose. Because I know how purpose helped me. I know how purpose gave me voice. If it wasn't for purpose, I wouldn't have met some of you here on TikTok. If it wasn't for purpose, right? I wouldn't have traveled to France when I was back home. If it wasn't for purpose. If it wasn't for purpose, I wouldn't have been a public speaker speaking on stages. You see that? So purpose is very important. Don't tell yourself it's too late for me. It's never, 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 never late. As long as you are alive, don't say, oh my God, I've wasted my time. Yes, think of it, but don't dwell in there. Don't dwell in there. So some of you are going to step into your purpose. Some of you, I don't even want to talk about this, right? But we're going to take it to the next level. You're no longer going to be this person that says, okay, I am inconsistent. This person that says, okay, I'm emotionally, I only react to everything. Okay? That person that you want to become someone who follows through consistently. You want to be able to follow through. Whenever you say you're going to follow through, you want to be that person who wants to follow through. You want to be that person who trusts your own decision. Right now, you do not trust your decision. The self-trust issue, you do not trust your decision. Okay? You want to feel emotionally stable. You want to feel emotionally stable. You want to stop restarting your life every single month, every single Monday. Here you are, you're starting your life over and over again. You want to stop starting over every month, every week, every single day. You want to learn how to regulate your emotions without shutting down, without avoiding what you need to do. Okay? You want to feel safe being visible. Some people, they are afraid to be seen. They don't want to be seen at all, because it feels like when they're seen, they become vulnerable, or they will feel like an imposter. You want to feel seen, visible, and successful. You're no longer gonna live a trap life in overthinking things that you know that you should do, but you don't want to do them. And what else? You'll be this person who move in clarity. Right now, it feels foggy because you're moving from the past. That fog is coming from fear and shame. So that's why you're overthinking. So anytime you're overthinking, the fog is becoming even heavier, thicker and thicker. But remember this. When you are moving through that fog, somebody's sending me a message, I'm sorry. When you're moving through that moment of fogginess or whatever it is, right? You will not be able to see clearly to make decisions. Somebody else is coming. I think that's my daughter. So it's very important. You want to align spiritually, emotionally, and behaviorally. Okay? It's very important. You might be telling yourself, I want my external behavior to finally match who I know I'm capable of being. That's what you're going to become. That's who you're going to become in the next 3 months. Okay? Any questions so far? Do you have any question? I think I'm going to leave it up for 1 minute. Any question? Do you feel like you're stuck in this moment? If yes, where are you stuck at? I want to work with someone. Tell me right now, where do you feel stuck? Where do you feel stuck in this moment? I want to work with you right now before I leave. At least let me give you some things that you can do. What is this? Okay. Any question? Have you anything that I've said here? Did anything, did you identify yourself in any of the things that I've said here? One minute, okay? And if you want to be part of the group coaching, there is 10 spots for the first people that will join, and they will take advantage of what? Of the early birds. They're gonna take advantage of the bonuses that comes with it, okay? And also, by the way, don't say, oh, I do not have the money. Don't let money take this opportunity away from you, okay? Coaching sessions can be in from 3,000, 1,500, 3,000 and up, but this one is $597 for 3 months. Okay, we meet bi-weekly, but also bi-weekly for the group coaching, weekly for a one-on-one coaching session. This is where I take you deeper from the group to the individual, okay? It's also available, okay? So we have the Afterpay and Klarna, where you'll be able to have the installments through the Stripe, the app, okay? Let me see, no question. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for spending your Friday evening with me. Tracy, my dear friend, thank you all so much for being here. Monique, I appreciate you. Steven, thank you. Louisa, thank you. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to come on live tomorrow. Remember, you matter. Never give up. Never give up. It will get better. It gets better when you keep showing up and doing the work. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye. I sent you. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to respond to that, Tracy. Thank you. Thank you, YouTube.